Please welcome Emerald Director Andre Gordon.
Just what we've done so far. It's time for us to calculate how best to raise the bar. Starship
Good morning. Good morning. So I know the event is called W, but for the next 20 minutes, it's going to be next level. Woo! So what I'm going to talk to you guys about is emotional roller coaster. And that is a picture of me coming up, because that's the next slide. I get so emotional sometimes, I turn into a white lady. It's unbelievable. Because who thinks that this business has felt emotional at times? Okay, so anybody played sports? All right, so right now, I'm going to just say this is like the locker room, okay? I can give you the cool fluff talk. I can be funny, tell some jokes. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to keep it real. Is that cool? We're going to go into the locker room for a little bit, and we're going to have some locker room talk. Because I'm going to tell you maybe what they didn't tell you before you were old, and if you're new, what they haven't told you yet, and what you should tell your associates to educate their expectations, and I wish someone told me. So here's what they don't tell you. They don't tell you when you join this business and you hashtag USANA lifestyle that some people on social media are going to laugh at you. Here's what they don't tell you, that it's going to be times, that little picture, that you may run out of money and you have no money. But my auto order's coming up, that Friday email. Oh, your auto order's about to process. You've just started the business and you're like, no. Here's what they don't tell you. That when you're choosing your auto order with your associate, they're trying to figure out, okay, I need one more point. Should I get another hand lotion or a toothpaste? Okay, I got that? No, now, figure out, do I do UPS, do I do a short post, or do I leave it at will call and walk to Utah to pick it up? Here's what they don't tell you. They don't tell you that your friends, when they see you coming, they may call you the vitamin guy. Here's what they don't tell you, that when you are on a run and things are looking great, that you're going to get a 500-point return during your run on a Thursday. Here's what they don't tell you, that when it comes time to go to convention, you have to sit down with some of your teammates, and they're pushing pennies to the center of the table. I can't go because of this. I can't go because of that. I only have $10 to my name. And they're literally counting out pennies, and you're going to have to tell them and help them figure out the reason why they should be there. And it's emotional for you, it's emotional for them, and you're wondering, what am I doing? Here's what they don't tell you. That some of your teammates are going to go, bye, Felicia. And they're going to leave. Now, for those of you who follow me on social media or know me, some people will say, man, you are always positive. Your life is great. Your team is awesome, which they are here in that middle section. You have no problems. Not true. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. There was a point. I'm going to talk about the roller coaster. When the roller coaster starts, it starts at the bottom, right? And that was me coming into USANA. And the roller coaster starts going up. And then it hits that top part of the roller coaster, and everyone's like, whoa. They're getting ready before the roller coaster goes down. I'll tell you, my first 4 years, I was like, whoa. Top of the roller coaster, and that bye Felicia picture. They don't tell you that there'll be people on your team, even once they hit gold or above, that will leave your business. And they won't tell you that sometimes those people are in your family or feel like family. So you have two choices in these events. When the people leave, when the returns come, when people laugh at you, when they call you the vitamin guy, when they do all those things, you can choose to be emotional, or you can choose to use your emotion to fuel your business forward. So I look at emotion like a blizzard. And you can choose to freeze, or you can choose to snowboard. But it's up to you. And what happened to me at one point in my business was I got so caught up in the little things of like, listen, I carry a belt and I call myself the people's champ. What, some people left my business? Some people don't like me? But my feelings, my CVP didn't care about my feelings. Your CVP doesn't care about your feelings. Your CVP reacts to action. So the cure-all for emotion is action. When you're doubting, when people are... See, here's the thing, guys. When 10 people say no to you and you're feeling down, what happens when that next person says yes? You forgot about those last 10. It's like amnesia kicks in. You're like, oh, no, today's great. The first 20 minutes of the day, you're like punching through your calls, everyone's saying no, and you're like, I can't do this, I stink, I quit. Someone texts you back, yes, I'm in. I love this business. Michael Callejas has taught me to try to be 75 degrees. Let your triumphs and your defeats be equal to yourself. Don't get too high, don't get too low. Here's what we must continually do. When we're feeling emotional, we should be planting seeds. We should be planting so many seeds that we don't have time to get stuck in the black hole vortex of our pity party. And a pity party is usually a party of one. But you should be planting seeds so many that you're never going to be alone. And the more seeds you plant, and the more people you reach out to, and the more that you touch, the more that you get out there and drop those seeds, the greater your business will grow. Now, I want you to think of your mind like fertilizer when you're planting these seeds. Now, fertilizer, in order to be really, I would say, effective, it's got to be mashed up first, right? You got to break up that fertilizer. You know, you got to use the hoe and like get through the fertilizer. You got to stamp it up. You got to drop the seeds in. Sometimes these trials are like the mashing up the fertilizer, and your brain and your mind needs to be softened up so that the seeds can be planted in. Same thing with your business. And if you plant enough seeds, the redwood trees grow, and it takes time for the roots to take place. So people say, you know what, anybody here feel burned out in the business? I was listening to Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone does not play. He does not play. And he said this, you don't get burnt out, you lose purpose. You lose your meaning. When I'm tired, I look at my purpose. And I realized every single time in my business that I felt emotional or burnt out, it's because I was distracted by my emotion from my purpose. Your purpose should be so consuming and so strong that it pulls you out of your own funk. That's why it's called the why. Use the why as the rope to pull you out of the darkness when you're feeling like you're going down that steep cliff. So I'm going to give you guys some perspective with a little story here. I was at the airport, and this was, again, it was a way for me and a reminder for me on how we look at people when we're prospecting, how we look at our teammates, how we look at Crossline, how we look at home office. I was at the airport. Has anybody ever traveled with 3 children? It's like traveling with a zoo. And there are no cages, they're just running around everywhere. So I'm at the zoo, or the airport, with my children. And one guy, he's rushing to get on the plane. And I'm like, why are you rushing to get on the plane? In my mind, why are you rushing to get on the plane? We're all going to sit down anyway. He rushes to get on the plane. He kind of steps over my middle child, knocks her to the ground, and he keeps going. And he stops. He's like, oh, my goodness, I'm so sorry. And I'm hot at this point. I'm like, you just knocked over my little girl. You're going to get out of the zoo. People's champ, let's go. And I took a Jedi moment. I used the Force. remained calm. I said, "No problem, sir. It's all good." Get into the plane. Guess who I'm sitting next to? Yeah. And I was like, ooh, So here I am, focused on how I feel, focused on me, right? I'm focused on what he did to me. Woe is me. Me. Inside, that's how I'm feeling. Outside, so how are you? And he said to me, and this is the power, 2 lessons. 1, the power of a question to a stranger. And 2, perspective. I said, how are you? He said, you know what? I want to apologize. I just left work right now. My dad died. And I'm going to go bury him. It just happened. And I'm so caught up in my feelings for my dad that I didn't even see your daughter. I'm just so sorry. And I was like, jerk party of 1? And I felt terrible because I could have, and I will get better at, when something happens, not looking at what happened to me. Putting myself in the other person's shoes to get perspective. So when you're prospecting and the person's not coming on board, maybe there's a reason why, having nothing to do with you. I get calls from teammates, I can't prospect, I can't close. Maybe it's not you, it's just not the right time. Maybe it's a circumstance. So he told me that it was his dad, and then we talked some more, and by the time we were done, I realized what he needed, how I could be of service. We exchanged emails. We're communicating now, and it's great. But if I would have chosen to allow the me to get in the way, I would not have been able to connect with this human being that maybe just needed a friend at the time. Wasn't about how many health packs I can sell. It's about how can you affect another person in a positive way. So my emotions did not get in the way at that time, and I realized that this is an important thing. That the walls we build around us to keep out sadness also keep out joy. So when we're in our business and we're having a big team, or we have no team, or we're here by ourselves and we build the wall up, you're also keeping out the great experiences, trying to block out the negative experiences. So here's what I think happens, guys, and I don't want you to be this type of associate. Where you're enrolled, you are in the business, you go to live events, you are on auto order, but for some reason, you're not prospecting, you're not following up, you're not doing the things that you need to do. Then why are you here? Because you got the wall up. But those same walls that keep out the rejection also keep out all the other great things. So I'm going to tell you about rejection and defeat. And I got this from a book. It's a good book. Really good book that I read called The Bible. And here's what it said in Romans. And not only that, but we also glory in tribulations, knowing that tribulations produces perseverance. And perseverance, character. And character, hope. Now, hope does not disappoint. So in every single opportunity to learn through this emotional roller coaster, we find the opportunity to grow in our own hope. And that was encouraging to me. And one of my teammates, Kevin, he brought that to me maybe like 3 or 4 days ago. And I thought to myself, you know what? We're so busy trying to avoid all of these things that we need to just embrace. Jim Rohn also says, welcome all experiences. So life, I have found that it will knock you down. If it knocks you on your face, do some push-ups. Get strong. If it knocks you on your back, do some sit-ups. Strengthen your core. But either way, you've got to get up and you've got to keep moving. I just wanted to thank you guys because I think that we have an opportunity right now in this day and age of social media to maybe impart some healthy emotion. I don't know, and it doesn't matter necessarily where you stand, but I think that we can do a better job. Maybe us in this room can be a light through our businesses, through our communications with other people, to positively impact other people's emotions just by smiling, just by being a good friend, just by being a good teammate. I think social media, I had someone tell me, I unfollowed you, Andre, because you're too positive. And I love that. Because I go on Facebook now and I'm like, whoa, let me turn it off. Let's be that light. Let's use our emotions to fuel some positivity. So I wanted to thank you guys for your time. I wanted to thank you guys for your attention. And when things get tough, block out that pity party, focus on your purpose, and let your purpose fuel the desire to move forward. Thank you guys very much.